Well, hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to be building a kitchen. I am in desperate need of a kitchen because now we can cook stuff. And you know what? This isn't a kitchen. Okay, so we need like a little eating area. I want like a little table to display some yum-yums. I want just a full-on kitchen setup. So I'm just gonna dive on in. We're gonna need to order some furniture. We're gonna need to do all of the things. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe to join our little Animal Crossing family. And let's do the thing, my friends. Okay, so the first thing that we needed to do was select a really nice wallpaper and flooring. So as fun as it is to like narrate exactly what it is that I'm doing, I'm pretty sure you can see what it is that I'm doing. So I'm going to kind of go into some of the thought process behind some of the kind of wacky decisions I make throughout this video. I definitely made some choices that I don't know if everybody would have made, but I actually have a bit of a theme going throughout my island and especially throughout my little house, is that all of these rooms are meant to remind me of things that made me happy or brought me joy when I was small. And for me, one of those things was my grandmother's kitchen. Now I'm taking a lot of like artistic liberties with this, so Oma, if there's any chance that you're ever gonna see this, just know that there weren't cobwebs up in the corner. Like it was something I remember from being a kid, like either walking into one outside or something, and so I had to have that in there. Anyway, so everything here, you can see it was kind of the theme in my main living space as well, and having to collect everything from there has now left like this big gaping hole in my life, and I don't know what to do with it, so it's okay. I'm super excited with some of the new craftable items. I wanted another mushroom wreath, like for sure that had to happen, and this new stonework kitchen thing, it's everything. No, my grandmother didn't have something like that in her house, but I feel like if she could have, she probably would have, you know, if she wanted something like that, if it existed. I honestly think the other stove was probably more like historically accurate, but this is what we're working with. You know, like I said, it's kind of a mix between things that I actually had in my childhood, things that I liked in my childhood, or things that just bring me joy. That's it. That's really it. And I have kind of a rule for every room that I do. It really needs to be functional. Like it actually needs to have a reason for existing. So like I have that little workspace room that you guys saw earlier where I was customizing things. That's where I have like my workbench. My bedroom also has a workbench and a closet, but then the closet that I use most often is the far room in my house where I have like my mirror and my closet, all my sewing stuff. And then this room has a garbage, it's gonna have the stove. So, you know, like I try to make each room kind of have a purpose. I think my basement's really the only one that actually doesn't have a purpose. I don't know why. Like that was just a thing for me. I've never been really one to decorate without actually having like a legitimate reason for decorating. Like there needs to be a why behind it. I don't just do it for the sake of. Okay, and then this table was driving me absolutely bonkers. I kind of am bummed that we can't make these rooms bigger. I don't know if maybe that'll be a thing that comes with the next, like with the the DLC that's coming out, which I still have to remember. I need to pre-order that. That's gotta have to happen. But yeah, so, okay, I was excited for this. The accent wall. I was really pumped for the accent wall. I feel like this is not one that I would have picked. I don't really feel like it goes, but the whole idea with this is it's like just enough kitsch, and just enough that it makes sense, and just enough that it's kind of ridiculous. That's the theme. That's the vibe. That's the motif, if you will, that I go for with basically everything that I do, because when we first got this game, there wasn't enough of anything that actually matched. I'm sure we all can relate to this, but when you first get the game, you don't have everything. So, you know, such is life. I was so happy with my decision with these tables, though, to make them the same color. I had hummed and hawed about whether or not to actually make them black, and I'm really glad that I didn't, because I thought maybe they would blend in with that wall, but I think the brown actually works a little bit more in my favor. It keeps everything a little bit more cohesive. And then greenery. Guys, like, I think if you're ever struggling with what to put in a room to make it look like more full of life and just energy, just put a bunch of plants. Like, I add more afterwards, and I move a few things around. The carpeting options in this game still make me crazy, but that's neither here nor there. But plants make a huge difference. They really do. And so, again, these aren't all things that my grandmother necessarily had in her house, but I feel like they're things that we would have had on adventures, or we would have seen, like, the clock on the wall is obviously not a perfect like replica of the one that she has, because hers isn't even a wall-mounted clock, but it just has that vibe. There's actually a lot of things in this game that just remind me of my grandmother, which is so bizarro. I love it. She's actually a huge Animal Crossing fan too, and she actually plays on her her Samsung tablet, so she plays Pocket Camp. But she, unfortunately, she removed me because I wasn't playing a lot, and she did it twice, and so now I can't play with her anymore because I guess it just boots you, and you aren't able to re-add somebody if you've removed them twice, I guess. I don't know what the thinking is there. I tried to reach out to the Pocket Camp dudes on Twitter, and it's not like anybody ever responds, so it's okay. We're okay. We've moved on. It's fine. Yeah, and then with things being like a little askew and off-center, I had this idea to put these two plants up in the corner, which I feel like just makes it. Now it's like intentionally askew, you know? I don't like that the rooms aren't big enough that I can't kind of put things where I want them to be because it just isn't the space. But you know, you make do. It actually kind of forces you outside your comfort zone to get a little bit more creative than you otherwise maybe would have been. And then of course Brewster's photo. We had to put Brewster's photo and Rover. I'm hoping to get, I see that now that like amongst all of the other items that we can get a lot of other characters' photos. So there's a few that I'm gonna want very badly. I just don't know how they're gonna give them to you. Like, how are you gonna get them? You know, are you gonna have to harass them while they're drinking coffee? Like, I just don't know. I hope that's not. I hope that's not the thing. I'll feel kind of bad about that. Okay, and now just sort of testing to make sure I'm kind of liking the final touches. You got to make sure you got Molly's photo. That's an absolute must. Molly is my favorite villager of all time, in case you didn't know that or needed to know that. I only had one thing that I wanted to order, and this was the pot rack. I'm still missing a lot of kitchen kind of items. But to be honest, I kind of like this, like whimsical, it's not quite a kitchen, but almost a kitchen kind of a situation. Like, there's no fridge. I don't know how she's storing her stuff. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. There's like a smoothie here, but nowhere to store it in a fridge. It's okay. It's all good. And so here is the finished kind of a look, kind of a vibe. I'm tinkering with the new camera that we just got with the update. And overall, I feel like this, I would say this is a pretty good little kitchen setup. So just to show you guys that you can do a lot, even if you don't have a lot of pieces that necessarily work, you can still get creative. Do you know what I'm saying? I might even add more pictures on that other wall. I just feel like I want to put more of my villagers out and about. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join our little Animal Crossing family. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, if you like speed builds, let me know. Maybe I can do some more. I'm kind of having some fun making some content for this, my second channel. It's very exciting. And otherwise, that's it for me today. Happy crossing! Bye!